Dictionary methods in Python are built-in functions that are specific to dictionaries and allow you to perform various operations on dictionary objects. These methods provide convenient ways to manipulate and extract information from a dictionary. Let's head over to PyScripter and dive in. We will once again use our attributes dictionary. This is where we have the keys of country, capital, population, continent, average summer temperature, last visit, geometry, and life expect. I'll hit enter and we can print our attributes dictionary to screen to see the entries of our dictionary. The first method we are going to look at is the keys method. If we simply type out attributes.keys followed by parentheses and hit enter, keys, and hit enter, we can see we are returned this dict keys object. Within the dict keys we have a list containing the keys of our dictionary. Now we can assign this to a variable called keys. So we'll say keys equals attributes.keys and hit enter. If we print out keys, we get the same as above. If we use the built-in function of type and supply in our keys, we can see that it is a dict keys object. We can also cast these keys to a list. We'll create a variable called keys underscore list and we'll set this to equal our list function. And inside we're going to supply in our attributes.keys and hit enter. Now when we use the type function and supply in our keys list, we can see it is a list object, and when we print keys list to screen, we can see we have the list of keys in our dictionary. We can do the same for our values. We'll create a variable called values and we'll set this to equal our attribute.values method. Hit enter. Now when we print values to screen, we can see it is a dict values object. We can also cast the values to a list. Create a variable called values underscore list. Set this to equal our list function and we'll just supply in our values variable. Now when we print our values list to screen, we can see we have a list of the values from our dictionary. We can also use the items method to get our key value pairs as tuples. Let's create a variable called items and we'll set this to equal our attributes.items method and hit enter. Now when we print items to screen, we can see it is a dict items object, and this contains a list that contains tuples that represent our key value pairs. Of course, we can cast this to a list. We'll create a variable called items underscore list and set this to equal our list function and supply in our items. Now when we print items list to screen, we can see we have a list that contains tuples that contains our key value pairs. We can also update a dictionary with the update method. Let's create a variable called dict underscore update. We're going to set this to equal a list. Within our list, we're going to create a few tuples. Our first tuple is going to have our country key name, followed by a comma, and we're going to call the country France. After our tuple, we'll put in a comma and add another tuple where we will set capital and we will use Paris. And we're going to add in another tuple, and this time we're going to set currency. Now currency doesn't exist as a key in the dictionary as of now, but when we use the update it'll add it in, and we'll set the currency to be euro. We'll hit enter. Now we call our attributes variable, which is our dictionary dot update, and in our update we supply in our dict update variable. Hit enter. Now when we print the attributes dictionary to screen, we can see that country was updated to France and capital was updated to Paris. So when the first entry in each tuple already existed in the dictionary, the value was updated. We can also see that the rest of them were remained untouched. So population remained the same, continent, average summer temperature, and so on. But because currency was not currently in our dictionary, it was added in with a value of euro. We'll take a look at one more method, and this will be the clear method. We'll simply type attributes.clear, our parentheses, and hit enter, and all entries in our dictionary have been removed. We'll print our attributes to the screen, and we can see we have an empty dictionary. In this video and in the last, we took a look at a handful of the methods associated with a dictionary object. You know the drill. Head over to your workbook and fill in the dictionary methods section with your own examples.